It has been known for a long time that commercial hunting activities all over the world have been aimed at discovering huge grouper. Farmers in Vietnam are not an exception. In fact, there have been numerous instances in which fishermen have been fortunate enough to catch a grouper weighing more than 100 kilograms and then sold it for hundreds of millions of dong. The question is, how do people in Vietnam acquire grouper? Right now, let's go on an adventure together. The majority of grouper communities in Vietnam are found in warm coastal waters, particularly in the central and southern areas of the country. The fish business places a high value on them due to the fact that their meat is both delicious and firm, and they also have a significant economic value. The catch of this fish is accomplished by a wide variety of techniques. More than 10, because huge grouper frequently inhabit areas that are rich in coral reefs, and this is also a good setting for the development of grouper. Due to the fact that this is not a good location for fishing nets, the majority of people use hand lines or rods that are specifically designed for fishing. Must be strong, typically constructed out of thick fishing line or parachute cord, and ought to have sharp hooks that are of a size that is appropriate for a gigantic grouper. The use of live bait, such as shrimp, squid, or tiny fish, is frequently successful in attracting them. Individuals attach the bait to the hooks and then release it into the region where grouper are known to reside. It is necessary to use coral in order to wait for the fish to bite, and the fishing line is adjusted so that it falls to the bottom of the ocean. When the grouper detects the scent of the bait, it will move closer and launch a powerful attack. As a result, fishermen are required to keep a close eye on the movement of the fishing line in order to determine when the fish will bite the bait. It is an extremely powerful and aggressive fish known as the giant grouper. In the event that it is hooked or caught in a net, it will frequently attempt to escape by diving into the water or swimming vigorously, so causing the fishing line or net to break. In order to prevent breaking the fishing line or being carried away by the fish when dragging the fish close to the surface of the water, individuals need to be skilled in pulling the fishing line moment by moment. For the purpose of bringing the fish onto the boat in a secure manner, some fishermen make use of nets or folding hooks. During the process of bringing the fish onto the boat, individuals make use of hooks or nets to transport the fish into the boat. For the purpose of maintaining its freshness, giant grouper is either stored in a seawater compartment or chilled before being brought to land. Furthermore, in addition to the usage of fishing lines, gill nets are another ancient method that is frequently utilized by Vietnamese fishermen in order to capture huge groupers. In shallow waters, where groupers are frequently found feeding, they are frequently cast nets. They are going to be trapped in the net, and it will be tough for them to escape. When catching groupers, the gill net that is typically utilized is of a substantial size. In order to keep the fish from escaping, the mesh size must be large enough. However, it must not be so large that it compromises the quality of the fish. In order to ensure that it is able to encircle the fish in deep water, the length of the net can range anywhere from 300 to 1,000 meters, depending on the size of the catch. The nylon used in the construction of the net is strong enough to withstand the pressure exerted by the seafloor and by enormous fish. During the process of pulling the net, individuals remove each grouper with great care in order to harvest and preserve it. Fishermen also frequently engage in the activity of diving in order to hunt large groupers. For the purpose of ensuring the fishermen's safety throughout the diving procedure, they are outfitted with diving suits and other essential pieces of equipment. It is important for fishermen to move carefully when they are diving into the water so that they do not shock the fish. Caves, corals, and fissures on the seafloor are all places that groupers frequently avoid because they are terrified of danger. It is imperative that they approach groupers with caution in order to prevent making a loud noise that will cause the fish to move to a different location when they come across them. In order to eliminate the grouper, individuals use a spear gun to fire either its head or its body when they are at a particular distance away from it. Following the successful completion of the goal, individuals rush forward, employ a hook to secure the fish, and then bring it to the surface of the water. Following its capture, the grouper will be preserved in its fresh state before being delivered to the location where it will be consumed or processed. Because of the excellent flavor of their meat and the nutritional content of their oil, giant groupers have a high economic worth. From 500,000 VND to 2 million VND per kilogram, they are more expensive than fish that are either alive or exported. The consumption of groupers is considered to be of a high quality in nations such as China, Singapore, Japan, and Korea, making them a major export commodity for these countries. As a result of their delectable flavor and limited availability, groupers are a popular choice for dining in upscale hotels and restaurants. Fish salad, steamed grouper with soy sauce, and grouper hot pot are only some of the unique foods that can be made with groupers. In addition, groupers are utilized in traditional medicine and during the processing of food. When it comes to the nutritional value of grouper, one of the most notable characteristics is its high protein level. In addition to providing all of the essential amino acids that the body requires, this protein is said to be complete. Protein is an essential component in the process of constructing and repairing tissue, as well as in bolstering the immune system and providing support for the metabolic process. When you consider that consuming a large amount of protein also helps you feel full for a longer period of time, which in turn helps you maintain a healthy weight, grouper becomes an excellent option for individuals who are seeking for a nutritional solution that is healthy. Are you familiar with any mouth-watering meals that feature grouper? In order to let us know, please leave your comments below. In addition to wild catches, Vietnam has developed a thriving industry around the aquaculture of grouper hybrids, particularly in coastal provinces like Con Hoa, Phu Yen, and Vung Tau. These farms often breed hybrid groupers by crossbreeding tiger grouper and giant grouper to produce fast-growing, disease-resistant fish suitable for export. While farmed groupers typically don't reach the massive sizes of their wild counterparts, they contribute significantly to the economy and help reduce overfishing pressure on natural populations. Grouper farming has now become one of Vietnam's strategic aquaculture ventures, promoting food security and livelihoods. Moreover, one of the most fascinating fishing techniques used by professional fishermen involves offshore night fishing in deep-sea waters between 30 and 100 meters. During nighttime, giant groupers become more active as they hunt for prey, making them easier to lure with live bait. Equipped with GPS, sonar scanners, and multiple fishing rods, night trawlers can deploy dozens of baited lines simultaneously. The eerie glow of boat lights under the dark sea, the intense pulling of lines under pressure, and the teamwork required to haul in a giant fish all combine to create a dramatic and dangerous scene worthy of any documentary. However, catching a giant grouper is not without risk. Many experienced fishermen have suffered injuries during the struggle, as these fish can thrash violently when hooked. There have been incidents where groupers broke fishing rods, snapped steel lines, or even dragged fishermen into the water. The danger is even greater for divers using spear guns underwater, where visibility is limited and depth pressure adds physical strain. Any miscalculation can result in decompression sickness, disorientation, or severe accidents. These occupational hazards highlight the bravery and resilience of those who venture into the ocean in search of this elusive prize. Unfortunately, as demand for groupers has increased, overfishing has become a serious problem in Vietnamese waters. With fewer regulations and rising commercial pressure, many fishermen resort to destructive practices such as dynamite fishing or cyanide poisoning to maximize their catch, severely damaging coral reefs, the primary habitat of groupers. Environmental experts warn that if such methods continue unchecked, Vietnam could face the local extinction of giant groupers in several regions. As a result, sustainable fishing practices and marine conservation efforts are urgently needed to protect these valuable creatures and their ecosystems. Following the successful catch, a giant grouper begins its journey through the seafood supply chain. First, it is carefully preserved in seawater tanks or ice storage aboard the fishing vessel to maintain freshness. Upon arrival at shore, the fish is transported to wholesale seafood markets, often in Nha Trang or Ho Chi Minh City, where it may be auctioned to the highest bidder. From there, it reaches upscale restaurants or luxury hotels, where chefs turn it into high-end delicacies. This journey from ocean to table demonstrates not only the economic value of giant groupers, but also their prestige in the culinary world. Speaking of cuisine, giant groupers are highly prized for their tender, sweet, and protein-rich flesh. Popular dishes include steamed grouper with soy sauce, grouper hot pot, crispy grouper skin, and even raw grouper sashimi in Japanese fusion restaurants. In Vietnam, these dishes are often reserved for special occasions, banquets, or high-end dining experiences. The firm texture of grouper meat makes it ideal for various cooking methods, including grilling, baking, and steaming. Additionally, its collagen-rich skin and head are considered delicacies in Asian culinary traditions, further enhancing its gastronomic reputation. Interestingly, beyond its culinary appeal, the giant grouper also holds cultural and medicinal significance. In traditional Vietnamese and Chinese medicine, parts of the fish, such as the gallbladder, liver, and bones, are believed to have healing properties, ranging from improving joint health to boosting vitality. Some wealthy individuals even purchase massive grouper heads as decorative items or symbolic guardian fish for good luck in business. Although modern science has not validated all of these claims, the cultural reverence for giant groupers adds a layer of mystery and tradition to their legacy. From an ecological standpoint, giant groupers play a vital role in maintaining the balance of coral reef ecosystems. As apex predators, they help control populations of smaller reef fish and crustaceans, preventing overgrazing and promoting coral health. Removing them from the environment can lead to trophic cascades, where unchecked species overpopulate and disrupt marine biodiversity. Therefore, protecting giant groupers is not just about preserving one species, but about maintaining the entire underwater food web upon which countless marine organisms and human communities depend. Lastly, giant groupers have long appeared in folklore and fishermen's tales along Vietnam's coastline. Some elders recount stories of sea monsters so large they could capsize a small fishing boat or drag nets deep into the abyss. These exaggerated legends are often passed down through generations, reflecting both the fear and admiration people hold for these mysterious ocean giants. Such myths add a compelling human dimension to the grouper's story, transforming it from a mere seafood item into a symbol of man's eternal struggle with nature.